Hey guys, let's go ahead and try to do a little fender push on the body line. You always get the questions about if you can fix them on a body line or not. Not my arm, but you got this guy right here. You got this little guy right here. So I'll show you how to take the crown right out of the top of it and work that center. So nothing too crazy. Nice patient job. It's the run-of-the-mill stuff I see every day. A big advocate of unlocking the dent before you start pushing on that thing. You start pushing, you're possible a lot higher to crack it. So down here in Florida, we don't really need to heat these things up. I'm never worried about the paint. It's all malleable down here. But once you take that little crown at the top of it, then you just start working it, start tracing that crease back out of this thing. And just follow the shadows. Get those shadows nice and bright. You see that the dent just starts to walk out, and that little crown that was on top of it will suck back down, but that's where you like to knock it back in, make it flush. Make sure that everything's nice and smooth right there. Because that little bit of a crown on top right there causes it to lock. Let's finish flushing this one up real quick. Then we're gonna move back to the quarter panel. We got two nasty ones back there that are always fun to try. I'd say try, but we're gonna fix them, but still. They're just in that location on the same exact body line as this one. It's just in the quarter panel, and I'm very unorthodox in how I do this, so I find my ways to make my job quicker and easier for me. So I'll show you how I do that one here in a second. With a fender, it's easy access to get in there. It's just that plastic liner. We're on a Toyota Camry right now, so it's good metal. It's got some good flex in it, strong and sturdy. This one wasn't hit too hard. I mean, it had a nice little crown, an eyebrow on the top of it, but it wasn't too bad. You can see how it was holding in place. We just walk back through it real quick. Resettle everything. Go ahead and push that little knockdown on top a little bit more. Can't see it in the video, but in the reflection board you can just see there's a little tapering line. That's just so we can get the truest, flattest point. It's like trying to look at a river over a mountain. You know, you got to move the mountains in order to see the river. So there could be a mountain on the front or the back side of this dent. And, you know, without moving those and tapering that back down, I'll never be able to see the true playing field of the dent or the metal to get this thing as flat as I can possibly get it. There it stands right there. Got that all flushed up. Doesn't look like there's any more highs on the top half of it. That center crease right there on the body line where the main impact was. Looks good, not all chewed up. Pull that board back a little bit further. There's another dent right there. Did not see that one, but it's gone. Some Make sure that everything looks really nice and flat and smooth here. All my pushes are level. No spikes, no highs, no lows. Now with that one all nice and smooth, we'll go ahead and shift our way back down to this guy. So that guy is a little softer, so that's gonna be a nice little fluff. No reason to knock this one down. There's no kink in it. There's no eyebrow or smile or crown. So I can just go directly on this one. So that one, just a nice and easy walkthrough on that guy. I don't even know if it really showed up on the video because you guys are directly on, and it's better to have an angle on the dent rather than be directly on it, but I'm a one-man show out here, so I can't really do too much with the camera besides mount it somewhere. So there's those two. So that was in that area in there, and then that one was in there. Yeah. All right. So tuck your liner back in. Make sure the liner's all back. Then let's transition. So we got two. We got this one right here. So just down there low on that grease line. We'll follow it back on top, and that one you can see really crowns up right there on top. But I'll show you my little trick real fast. I think it's a little bit easier for me to do. Rather than taking the taillight out of Camry, you gotta drop the whole bumper out so the taillight will not come out. I'm not even bothering or dealing with that. So I'll use one of those. So we're just gonna go in through the bottom of the liner. We'll pull that liner back. We're gonna use an awl to get inside of it. And then at the end, we can use some butyl tape and seal up that little entry hole in the bottom, because rather than drilling in the quarter panel and going that route, we'll just go from the bottom here. Alright, so there's a little felt liner in here. So we'll go through and take out a couple of these little plastic washer nuts, just so I can really open up this quarter panel. Be able to swing that mallet, swing my little play school hammer in there. Now this is all my self-taught right here, just because there was a time where the volume, I didn't have time to get keys, and the cars were just literally just flowing to me, so I had to figure out a way to get stuff done without unlocking the cars, and this was just one of the ways I figured out. I had to quickly get into somewhere if I couldn't access it, and it just really stuck with me, just because, I mean, I find the leverage in coming this route here just way easier. Hurts the fingers a little more because you got to squeeze them up in there, but your leverage is, I mean, just impeccable. And you're right on the dent. You're close to it. You don't have to look from afar. I mean, you're just right on top of it. So it literally is just putting in, you know, probably, I'll guess 100 to 200 little pushes in this little thing real quick. And that's just me literally just barely flexing my wrist, because the leverage is just that good. It just really holds the tool in place. So you're able just to walk it right out. Just keep it moving around, following them shadows. So once the shadow's gone, you can actually see the texture of the paint just nice and smooth. You won't see any of those little ridges or high spots. Had a little high right there from when that dent went down. It caught the inner brace on the inside. So taper that down. Get on the center of that one, and then we're gonna use, we'll go back with this guy again real quick. He was right in there, good leverage. Just sticking right on it. There you go. So that's just my quick and easy way of getting in there and knocking those out. Just nice and smooth. Just quick, easy access to it. So now let's move over to this one. This one's rolled a little bit harder. You can see the, get out of the way there. See on top, that crown sticks up, so we're gonna start hammering on the top of that first. Really get that crown to come on down. No pun intended. Thanks for sticking with me. Just one car of the many I do every day, and a lot of these dents. I don't get all the big stuff every day. I get a lot of these dents right here. They're just hard to film. But the lighting's just right on this one. The sun's setting behind us. So then let's go ahead and gain our access again. This one's a little lower on it, so I'm gonna put my awl right there. I'm gonna go directly at myself. Once I puncture, I'm gonna turn it. Come up at it. I want to make sure that I'm in at least below the dent. I don't want to be too far above it. If I'm above it, it's hard to get my tool curled down. It's much easier to make it curl up. So we'll see if that works. There's still a little rail right there. See if I did a good access there. So I got good leverage. So the only dangerous part is using a sharp tool like this is that you can easily chew it up fast, especially that body line. So that's why I'll push and knock down and push and knock down and try to get that pancake out so it's not so abrupt of a center crease. Because right where that hit, right where that door hit, makes it too sharp to, when you do try to push it up, make sure I'm not blocking that. It wants to give way quicker. It's alright. There's already touch-up paint on this. So the only problem with touch-up paint is it doesn't give me the clear coat shine to get a good reflection on it. So it kind of causes a false shadow for my eyes. But I'll be able to get this thing nice and flat, regardless of that touch-up. I can just kind of use that touch-up as a void, because that touch-up's not going to let me know my 100% true flatness, because like I said, it blocks that clear coat to get my reflection I need off of it. But as you can see, I mean, it's coming up just fine. It's just, I really like to pinpoint every little tiny low spot I can and make sure everything's flush and smooth. But not bad. I know a lot of people don't do this route, and I just found it in my profession and my job much easier to do. I'm not not struggling. I've tried taking out so many taillights in 20 years. I just got tired of taking out the taillights and spending 30, 45 minutes taking off the back of a car or going through a panel. I figured the easiest way, quickest way, and actually most effective and efficient way was doing just this. Can't do it on all cars, but it works a lot. And I use this method a lot, so whatever works for you, this works for me. And a lot of times, it's so hard to even get bumper or taillights out nowadays. It's not just the old two drop and go. It's not an SUV, a car, just these Camrys. I'm not dropping a bumper to push a dent. Not when I do this wholesale for dealerships. Dealership game's a totally different beast. So volume's key here, speed's everything. So effective and efficient. I think I found my way. So thank y'all for watching. Let's put her back together. Oh, I'll get you some butyl tape. Let me grab some butyl. I just like to use this stuff because it doesn't cure, it stays tacky. So I just go over and push it in that hole and all around it. We're in the South. We got a lot of moisture down here. I'm not trying to cause more damage to the car, although people will contest that punching a hole in the car is causing more damage, but that's what needed to be done for me to do this correctly in my eyes, so let's put it back together. Sweet. Not bad. Thanks for watching, guys.